Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is episode 12 of season 4. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. You can vote for your most liked and disliked characters of this season in the description below, and we will reveal those results as well as my opinions in the final episode of the season, which does happen to be the next one, episode 13. We are on a shortened season, if you didn't know that, so please get them in, you know, like no time like the present. And if you watch the full episode for free, please check the link in the description towards the Patreon, which is right here. You can watch today's episode for free. Now, last episode was really interesting in my opinion because we was left on a cliffhanger the episode before, with the Hollow bringing Davina back into the present and kind of linking Davina to herself. And she said to Cole pretty much, you can choose to either plead your loyalty towards me and save Davina pretty much, or you can choose your family side, go against me, and Davina will die. So he was left in that predicament. She tasked him to pretty much guard a totem. This is something that, like a mystical dark object that she is channeling her powers from, which magnifies it, while she went after the family. Now, the family obviously figured out that there is a totem that she was channeling, and they wanted to go and destroy it. So we had two teams split up. We had Marcel and Rebecca go to one location, and we had Freya and Haley go to another location. But the difference between Freya and Haley is that they went to actually kill the Hollow. They took blades doused in Lebanon blood, but not Haley's. It was actually Hope's. What they said is Haley's obviously stabbed her before, but because she has had something, I can't remember what they said, because something's happened to her before, her blood is not actually enough to take out the Hollow. It has to be a pure, I think you're saying like a pure blood, and that's what Hope's is, fresh, clean. Get her blood, and it was her one strong enough to actually take her out. So they went in obviously with the blades like that. Now, while they was in that location, it was interesting because the Hollow was there and she was absolutely mentally torturing them. You know, we seen Jackson back, we seen Keelan dead. Obviously that was Freya's worst vision. She's seen her on the floor. Keelan's coming back, like she was waking up and she was getting inside her head, saying all these things, making her think, go a bit crazy. We're obviously seeing Jackson and Haley. Jackson was kind of like saying nice things to Haley, and then he was saying bad things, and then he was attacking her, and Haley's head was spinning all over the place. She was thinking, you know, like, is her love with Elijah the actual love that she had with Jackson, or is it just that it was a person that come around in her time of need, and she thought that is exactly what she wanted, and she was drawn to him, which it does make a lot of sense. It actually really does. So she was stuck. Obviously, they was in that predicament as well. They was fighting with their own mental state, and then we had Rebecca and Marcel in the other side go to another house where Cole was to find his totem, and Cole was like, look, it's not here. But what he actually done is he trapped them. He got them in the ring, whatever, you know, like a boundary spell, locked him in. He said, look, I'm sorry, you know, I'm sorry, sister, and he bounced. So that means that Marcel and Rebecca are stuck here. Cole went right back into the sanctuary, went to go see Hope. He pretty much said, do you remember when Davina was given a ball of, a string, and it was tied up, and they told her to unravel that spell, and it would de-link something? That's exactly what he done to Hope, mate. He was saying, look, if you can unravel this, it's going to help me really much, and it's going to help Davina, it's going to help everyone. So Hope was like, yeah, sure, you know, at first she's a bit wary, but he was saying, look, I'm family and all that, and he gave a good little speech, and he didn't harm her in any way. He just said, please just do that. So she was doing it, she was going for it, she was trying. Klaus figured out what was going on. He thought that obviously Cole had betrayed the whole family and went to actually take him down, and they ended up having a fight. They was fighting in the courtyard. Klaus was getting the better of him. It looked like Klaus was just about to dagger him after he smashed the totem as well. So, I mean, Cole was supposed to protect it. That's what the Hollow said, to keep Davina alive, and he smashed it. And then he went to dagger Cole as well, and as he was about to successfully do it, Cole was like, please, like, show me mercy, show me mercy. This is the first time I've ever felt love, you know. What if this was Camille in the situation that I'm in? Would you have done it for her? Twisted it. I love it when they do that. To be honest, I was on Cole's side this episode, because he didn't actually physically harm anybody. He was trying to do something that saved the person that he really loves by trying to minimise the damage that he could do to every single other person. He didn't hurt Hope, he didn't hurt Marcel, he didn't hurt Rebecca. Yes, okay, he trapped them, but he didn't really do anything bad in my opinion. And at the end of the episode, we actually seen it, mate. Klaus showing him mercy, let him live, and Hope successfully de-linked the rope, even though it did take her down as well. And after Haley and Freya managed to come across, you know, like get through all the mental state, they managed to get into a room with the Hollow and stab her. And Haley went absolutely crazy, mate. He hit her about 50 times, took her out, and she's dead. But that's what we think anyway. But Spirit then actually just drifted and ended up going into Hope's body. So how mad is that? Honestly, it's absolutely crazy. So now the Hollow is inside the actual Michelson, the newborn, the one that Klaus loves. I want to know if he actually, you know, can sense it. He can see something's different. I mean, it's going to be really good, these final 2 episodes as well. We got a real twist with you know, with Haley. She went and sat down on the deck, you know, in the bayou where Jackson was pushed off for his burial. She was drinking a beer and she was apologising to him, you know, like what she done with Elijah, going with him, or like the fact that Jackson had to live with them, knowing that they really liked each other. And then she was saying as well, she doesn't even know if it's right that she should be with Elijah, or whether it is the love that she thought it was going to be. And then she said that Hope, you know, doesn't deserve this life. She doesn't deserve to be somewhere where there's violence. She's just a kid, and she's she's the only one that's pure right now, and she wants to keep it that way. So then it got me thinking maybe she's going to try and take her away from the Michelsons. And I said, if that's what they're going to do, then I'm just going to call it right now randomly that Elijah's going to kill her. Don't know why. But, you know, sometimes you got to throw stones in ponds, and that's the one that I'm going with. So, again, I'm really excited to see what Haley's going to do and what she's thinking. So, I can't wait to jump into today's episode, especially now the Hollow's inside Hope. Marcel and Rebecca actually kissed as well, which is sick. I really do love them. Sexual tension is big, mate, with those two. And then how's, you know, the Haley and Elijah relationship going to pan out? Who knows? It's crazy. I'm really excited. Thanks for clicking on today's video. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. If you do, smash a like. Really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
We're here to take back what belongs to our master.
Well, you're gonna have to kill me first.
Didn't kill him though. You have to kill me first. All she done is put him on the floor and took his book and ran off. I mean, interesting. Why does she want that book? Honestly, why does she want it? I thought like she made him write it, but I don't know. I think he's really like. I have to say, I think the acting's always really good when they like get all the veins in the neck and he starts spazzing out. Because in reality, nothing's happened to him in the present when they're acting like that. So to convince us, it's really good.
Haley's still not talking to you then?
My brother is back, much to the joy of custom suit tailors everywhere, not to mention me.
Marcel will want us gone post-haste as per our agreement.
We're going to meet with him to discuss the terms of our departure.
I suspect he simply needs to be asked nicely.
What are you doing here?
I thought I wanted to break her up.
Just needed to see you. We defeated the Hollow yesterday. Confronted me with a vision, one meant to capitalize on my darkest fear. Lying there, dead, and I couldn't save you. I just kept thinking about all the things I didn't tell you. Everything that I feel for you.
Mate, that was way better than I thought. I thought she was going to break up with her. Go on, Freya. Love it, mate. That did not go as I thought it was going to.
Look, I'm a little busy right now.
I know that the deal was for my family to leave town. Maybe opportunities lost.
What opportunities exactly?
You know, not everything is about power struggles and French Quarter land grab.
All right, you and your family need to leave.
So last night was what?
It was a mistake.
Tell me that you feel nothing for me and I'll never ask again.
Go.
I swear, man. Like, why did they do this to themselves?
Klaus, we need to have a very real conversation about what's best for her.
There are a couple of conversations that need to happen.
Do you know, can I just say, before he got put down, he didn't do anything to her, did he, Haley? They was on good terms. But like, I'm just trying to remember now, because it has been maybe 3 episodes, and obviously a lot happens. But she's reacting to him this way from the visions that she's seen inside his head, and not the actions that he's done in the present. Am I correct on that? Because if that's true, then he does deserve a better explanation to his face in the reason why she's acting this way. She can't cold shoulder him, and like Klaus said to him, she's still not speaking to her, and Elijah said no. but like he's not physically done anything to her. Maybe mentally inside his head, or something. But this needs to be relayed to him a bit better, in my opinion. Like obviously it might have been, but yeah, like last time before he got took down by the Hollow, they was hardcore fighting for each other, was he not? And then obviously all this has happened, and now she's cold shouldering him from a vision that she's seen when she was inside his head. So I mean, I think it's a bit tight on him, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie, even though obviously it was mad what he was doing.
What's that supposed to be? Hey, you okay?
I'm fine.
Everything's okay now, I promise.
She's not done it. That was good, actually. They dropped that into us, didn't they, maybe 2 episodes ago? That was like one of those moments when someone says, yeah, I'm friends with your dad. And then you're like, oh, yeah, did you see him when he was at football last week? And you're like, yeah. It's like, well, he wants, so like, why are you lying? Do you know what I mean? That's one of those ones.
How you feeling?
Out of it. When the Hollow grabbed me, I was shoved down into some dark corner. I wasn't sure I'd make my way back.
Yeah, but you did. You made it back.
I gotta say, I do like these two together, but I like Rebecca more.
I don't think she's gone. Marcel, I can feel her.
Her eye was dripping, like, constantly. Really good.
Haley killed her. I saw the corpse with my own eyes.
Her body is dead, Klaus. That's not enough.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that by now, the ancestors should have been able to imprison her spirit. That didn't happen. I don't care if any of you trust me, to be perfectly honest, because unlike all of you, I have been doing something. I've been spending the past couple of days trying to figure out a way to lock the Hollow up for good.
The book you found contains the secrets of the Hollow's magic written in his handwriting.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get back to work.
The Acolytes took the book.
If I tweak that spell in just the right way, I can lock her in that book and put the Hollow down for good.
So where is it now?
I used this page from the book to track them to the place where she was reborn. We got something that we need to deal with.
Elijah?
Things between us are complicated. And I know the sacrifices he's made for me, for this family. I saw things, Rebecca. His impulse, his natural instincts, and I think maybe that's who he really is at his core. But what am I teaching her if I allow her to grow up in a place where we trap our enemies in dungeons and retaliate against threats by killing whole neighborhoods?
See, is anyone like me that I have no problem with her saying that, because logically it makes sense. So I can't, like, in terms of reality in the real world, what she's saying makes absolute factual sense. But in terms of me watching a vampire show where everything's actions and vampires and wolves and witches, I don't like it, what she's saying, because I want her to be involved in it. Does that make sense? So I want Hope to be involved in all the fighting, the chaos, the witchy business, you know, the wolves and the vampires. I want it all, literally. But in terms of, so I don't like that side that Haley wants to do to him. But in terms of if I was stepping out into the present human Earth world, she's totally saying the right thing, and she's making a lot of sense, and she's looking at it as a proper mother should look at any situation. Like I said last episode, if your kid's in a situation that's going to damage their education, their, you know, the health, the, you know, just anything, yeah, you remove them, you go to a safer place, you go to a place that they're going to thrive and be a better person. So in that aspect, I totally get where she's coming from. But in terms of me watching a vampire show where there's loads of action and fighting consistently, then I don't like it.
You want to find a way to see her without the book.
The problem is I'm not strong enough to do it on my own, so I'm going to need to channel your power. Do I look like one of these acolytes? Do I look like Kenny? Give me a hand.
I am liking this bit.
Even with your power, it's not enough. I'm going to have to be dead.
Ah, mate, imagine that.
I can't be strong for my mommy and daddy if I can't do magic.
There's nothing that can defeat us.
It's actually sick. I can tell that's not actual Hope as well, so I'm going to give her a big up. I'm going to big up the character that's playing Hope, because I can tell that that is not the Hope of what we've had in the last few episodes. She acted different, and obviously because she's a kid, doing that, I think that's really talented.
You coming to see me this morning, it was nice.
It just hit me. When I die, I'm not going to wake up 5 minutes later. My life is going to be so short. I guess I just didn't want to waste it running anymore.
Perhaps you should wait here. We're heading to the place where you died.
If I thought I couldn't do this, I wouldn't have come.
Whatever Haley saw in you, you will come to accept.
No, she won't. 1,000 years of emptiness, an endless parade of slaughter, until your daughter came to us.
Wiping the Hollow from the face of this earth will ensure her safety.
What's wrong?
Freya, I've been thinking all morning about what happened last night. She just took my blood and left. Why? She didn't link herself to me. I took this from Hope's room.
It's the Hollow's magic.
Lavender blood was supposed to kill her.
Unless she tapped into your bloodline deliberately.
This is a neurotoxin. Now it's enough to stop my heart, and it's gonna give me plenty of time to finish up my business with Anadu's mother. Jam it right in my heart. It should start things up again, but you gotta do it before the last grain of sand falls in this thing.
Chin chin. Oh, God. He's a good warrior as well, to be honest. Him and Freya do whatever it takes, whether it's good, bad, they do whatever.
We've come for that book, and to kill the lot of you.
The spell has already begun.
Wait!
The Hollow has shed her flesh to take on that of another. Oh, you won't dare kill the body she's taken. It's someone you would rather die than allow to be harmed.
Literally, didn't need a second. My mind keeps flashing back to we was first told that to kill the Hollow, a sacrifice has to be made to somebody. Now, Dominic first said he would either have accepted Klaus or was it Marcel? Not Elijah or Marcel. He was happy to take any of them. And then later on, I think they said it had to be an original. Now, obviously, so it was a little bit conflicted in my personal opinion, but we'll just rock with it that it has to be someone strong. That's what I'm going to take from it. Now, I'm going to say that the way to save Hope is to kill Haley. That's a sacrifice. That's a death. So someone has to be sacrificed. Haley will be sacrificed, which means that maybe they can stab Hope, kill her. Hope's strong. She's a witch, wolf, and vampire, and she can maybe self-heal. That is something that I say could happen. I think I'm going to be absolutely miles away with that guess, but I think maybe something happens with Haley possibly dying. Do you know, like maybe they get somebody figures it out that Haley will have to be the one that's sacrificed, and then that is where maybe Elijah comes in and he does it or something like that. Because I have said for a while, I feel like Marcel was going to die of Klaus. I actually feel that, but right at the end now, and we've not played on that at all. So it's going to be a massive twist out of nowhere, so to speak. Quick storyline of like in the last episode maybe, because I can't see it happening in this one. Or we're going to go down that avenue with Haley, which I think will be really interesting.
You'll be safe in here. Only I can enter.
I'm not staying in here, Freya.
I think she's just going to keep it locked in there anyway.
Hey, don't try to stop me.
I already have.
Hey, sweetie. I want my daughter back.
I could definitely tell it's someone different.
You're here on behalf of the Hollow? All right, then listen up. The only way you're gonna get to Vincent is over my dead body.
I will get my daughter back.
Once this is complete, I'll be in her body permanently.
I think her acting's really good. I actually do. Hey, that was sick. Oh, look at him, mate.
Thank me later.
Oh, he looks so good.
Welcome back.
Yet I got some very bad news to go along with it. Did you kill all these people?
Yeah.
Look at him buzzing.
To the Hollow. That thing took control of my body, just as it's done to your daughter. While she had me, all I wanted to do was give up. She may be strong, but she's still a child.
No, she's not that bad of a character, is she, Sophia? Let's be honest. Check her, man. She's pretty good as well.
Hope?
I'm cold. I'm so tired.
Can I just say, look how much different that Hope looks than the one that was stood in front of Haley casting the spell, and Rebecca. She looks so different. She's playing the characters really well. Like, I'm very impressed, actually. I did say in one of the episodes when Klaus first turned around and his eyes were blue, I think I said, man, it excites me because they've had a long time to jump 5 years to go for a casting process to get somebody in to play Hope, and I'm hoping that they're not terrible. I think that she's done so good. I think she's played it really well, and I've got to give it to this episode as well. I can tell when she's being both people, which I think is really good.
All right, she's here. You guys know what to do.
She's still linked to her though.
You need to stay awake. You have to stay with me. Can you do that?
I've killed you once. I won't hesitate to do so again.
That is vicious.
You really think you can defeat me?
See, I've been communing with the ancestors.
I'm going to tell you a story, and you have to stay awake to hear it, okay? Before you were born, I was a very different creature. I would revel in the terror which I inspired in others. From the moment I saw you, I wanted nothing more than to be worthy of being your father.
Once I put you inside of this book, you're never going to be able to get out again.
I need you to find...
I will, Daddy.
Wow, she broke the boundary spell. Back inside her. But Hope did fight though, so that's to give us confidence. I really like this episode.
Hope's gone. Elijah, if it were easy enough for me to just pull her out, then I would not be standing here talking to you right now. I don't have a place to put her.
Where are you going?
To find my daughter.
How are we going to do
I'll
that?
figure it out.
Let me help.
Don't touch me.
I have no problem with Haley. I really don't like the cold shoulder. I think it's like too much. I feel like he really has. Imagine if we was all judged by what was in our head. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. If you go down, like if you dug deep down into the hardcore of somebody's brain, there might be stuff there that you can't even remember, and then someone's judging you for it. Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing. I have no problem with Haley at all, wanting to get Hope and go after her and everything, save her. I like Haley, but I just don't like the way she's treating Elijah. I feel like it's a bit tight on him. That's actually what I feel. I feel like it's tight. The way he's being treated off her is a bit unfair, considering that it's from a memory inside his head. Oh, here we go, mate. Hope's gonna come in and I was sick.
1,000 years ago, we three made an eternal vow. Freya, that vow now includes you. Right now, she's out there, alone in the darkness. If there's any chance...
I think I know a way to save her. If we go this route, this is going to be the end of your family. This is going to be the end of always and forever.
I am not happy. I've got to wait until the next episode for that to be said, because I haven't got time to watch it right now. That's it, man. It's Haley. How mad's that? It is. That's what I'm calling. Now, I said it last episode that Elijah was going to kill her. Maybe he still does, mate. Maybe he still does. And then, like I said, if that happens, mental. Because I would say that was a mental guess from me, because we had no indication that was ever going to happen. No reason for it. Nothing. It was just a random thought that I got. But I do feel like somebody's dying. Well, I was going to say I know, but then that's an absolute lie, because I don't know what's about to go on. But yeah, feel like someone's definitely dying. Could be somebody there, because he said it's going to be the end of always and forever. And now that indicates, if you was going off that answer, might indicate Klaus, Rebecca, Freya, or Elijah. Do you know what I mean? Is going. But I'm thinking they're just going to extend it and move on to, you know, but he says it's going to destroy the family, so Haley's part of that, and it could affect it, as well as Marcel, because Marcel is part of the family regardless of what anyone says, even though he's gone like, you don't say I'm part of the family, and Klaus says, I do, and then they back and forth. I would say he's part of the family as well, so it's either going to be Marcel, Klaus, Elijah, Freya, or Haley, or Rebecca. Cole's not here, so I think that he's safe, and and that other person, Sophia, she's not really part of it, is she? And Hope's not dying. So one of those is actually going, I believe. I'm going to call Haley. I just feel like because she's giving Elijah the big bad cold shoulder this episode, and the possibility that she might want to take her away from Klaus, the way obviously she said that she wanted to discuss the future with him in this episode, which she's right to do. Again, I'm not bashing Haley at all this episode. I've said multiple times I've got no problems in what she's doing, and logically, morally, she's probably doing the right thing. But in terms of obviously like watching a vampire show, I do want Hope to start killing people. That's what I want. You know, I mean, I'm not watching a vampire show for everyone to go around all singing, all dancing. I can watch something, some other love story thing, family program. You know, I want to see absolute action and chaos. So I want to be part of that. And I also just dislikes the way that she was cold shouldering Elijah, just for something that he didn't physically do to her in the present, which I do kind of feel sorry for him, because obviously it's inside his head and he can't do anything about that. But she's seemed maybe possibly scared. Like she said that, I possibly don't want Hope to see him in that light when she's growing up or something. But it's like, I'm sure if you went into Klaus's head, he's much worse than Elijah, much worse. And also he's a dad and he's going to be in it forever. So again, you know, it's like you're trying to take out evil B, but evil A's still there. Big 2.0, do you know what I mean? So it's still, you're not really taking it away, are you? You've still got both darknesses there. So I'm really excited now. I wish I could watch the next episode, but that's going to have to be tomorrow. And yeah, I cannot wait. And that is going to wrap up today's episode. Hopefully guys enjoyed it. It's really exciting. Personally, I think it's really exciting. I have no idea how it's going to play out now. Like usually I kind of have an idea that someone's either going to go, or, you know, like Dahlia, I knew that, I thought that she was going to finish, and actually didn't know how Marcel was going last season, to be honest, so I am lying with that one. But with this one, nah, I don't have a clue. I feel like somebody is dying, and it may be Haley. I don't know, but I think it's really clever how they put her inside Hope. And I've got to give it to Hope this episode, man. I think she's acted really, really well. I could massively tell the difference between being the Hollow and being Hope Michelson, and I think that is fantastic. I think she's had an absolutely solid season, definitely for an introduction as well. She's done great, mate. She's on par with everybody, I think. And do you know who I think's underrated as well? I will go as far as to say, in the originals, the most underrated character, and I'll say that now because it's not going to change, is Vincent. I think he's sick. I actually do think he's sick. I really enjoy everything that he does. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to put Freya up there as well. But I feel like Freya may have quite a lot of fans. When I say underrated, I mean like people, if you used to rank somebody, so you were saying like, who's your favourite? I feel like Vincent would never get anybody's vote, but I feel like he's very good. And like, if you tiered everyone, he might be at the bottom of everybody's tier, and underappreciated. That is the word. When I mean like underrated, he's underappreciated. I think he's a key member to the team. Now, obviously, sometimes he's against the Michelsons, but a lot of the time, it's his magic and his knowledge, as well as Freya's, that help everybody. So, again, today, he done something good. He was willing to kill himself to go and help the family. See what I mean? Like, willing to sacrifice himself, the possibility, yeah, okay, he's back, but the possibility he wasn't, and he nearly didn't happen. But who come and saved Marcel, Sophia? She went in and she ripped out the heart. Marcel's eyes looked absolutely sick with the blood coming down. She looked good holding the heart as well. And then she absolutely got brutalised by the Hollow, didn't she? Who's actually so strong? Like, I think it's crazy, the fact that she's not a physical person entity, like, but she was like a ghost and nobody could touch her, but she still had every bit of power. Now, that sounds like way better to me than being a physical person that can be harmed. If you could be that ghost missioning around talking to people, dominating them with your full strength, and nobody can physically touch her, that's probably better than having a body, no? Like, yeah, you know, it's very, very interesting. Now, I'm happy for Freya, mate. She got a bit of action. I thought she was definitely going to break up with Keelan, mate, when she went to the hospital. I thought that she was just going to say, look, I seen that, I was scared. I just can't focus all my energy on you, no offence, when all this shit's going on with my family and I need to give them 100%. But she didn't. She was like, look, after that, I realised there's so much things that I never got to say to you, and like I just need to tell you. And then boom, mate, the Marvin Gaye got it on, didn't they? It was really good. So I'm really happy for her. And it's funny how she boundary spelled her into the room. She's like, look at what a fight, you know, don't do this to me. She's like, already have, mate. Literally, I knew she'd already have. I just passed her out on the bed, but I thought Hope was really good. She took out Rebecca, acting really well. Haley figured it out, which was decent. You know, she took out her as well, mate. She stabbed her, stuck her up on the fence, snapped Elijah's neck. Mate, I don't know what she done to Sophia. She's like made her eyes bleed and then like die from the inside. She snapped Marcel's neck as well. Vincent nearly successfully done the spell. The tattoo thing on her arm that was transitioning around, he managed to, you know, like take it away, but she was still had a bit of strength to like obviously hit him, which broke the boundary spell, which helped to go back inside Hope and burn the book. So then now she's, they thought that she was gone for good now inside of Hope, didn't they? They thought that that book was the only way to take her down, and she's gone, and she's got a whole church or a whole little cult going now, and they're all there bending the knee, aren't they, while she stood there. Hope with a little smile and a little eyebrow raise as well, like the Rock. You know, she's loving it. Now Vincent at the end, he's saying, look, there still is another way, there's one other way, but it's going to break your family, you know, always and forever. That may not be a thing now. It's going to go against everything that you possibly ever have, you know, fought to protect, and that is the family. And I feel like somebody's dying, and I do feel like they've done a good, I feel like if someone has to die, then they've done good at dropping bits of information in and then utilising them later on in the season, i.e. if somebody does have to die, we dropped that in like 5 episodes back, and now it's been played relevant here in the present. So I think that's really good, as well as what was the other one? Yeah, when she done that to kiss her. Now it's never really been explained to us that, but we have seen that in a moment where like she's just done that and she done it back, and then we used it in this episode. She went to Hope and Hope didn't respond, and she was like, it's a bit dodgy, yeah? You know, like, are you okay? But again, you know, utilising a little bit of information that we've done in a previous episode and making it have some impact in the present. So again, I thought that was really good. And the only thing that I dislike about what Haley was doing with Elijah is obviously she's giving him a cold shoulder for something that she saw inside his head, which I mean is fine. It is fine in terms of if she's thinking that, you know, maybe he's not the person that she thought he was. And again, you got, based on the information she's seen, it is understandable. But I feel like if that is the case, then just sit down and tell Elijah that. Don't let him like guess, and don't let him like feel bad. And do you know what I mean? Like, just get it out there. If you don't want to be with him, just literally tell him, look, I don't want to be with you. I don't like it when like people are always left thinking, and he's left. I don't know if he's left guessing why she's cold shouldering him or whatnot, but he's still willing to do whatever it takes to save her. He tried to, and it took her down. And then he went over to say, I'm on your side, and then she say, like, leave me alone or something, and then she left. So I mean, I do kind of feel tight in him. But in terms of her trying to save Hope, wanting to take her away, put her in a safer place, and you can't really blame her. That's just a mother's instinct. I mean, it's logical as well. So I mean, I'm not getting on her back for that, but I just can't wait to see how the next episode plays out. So thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully guys do enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.